Hi, my name's Ed Roth. I'm a program assistant for the Central Mass Shine program.
And my name is Carrie Faria. I'm the director of the Central Massachusetts Shine program. Welcome back to Medicare and More.
Today we wanted to talk a little bit about an annual event. Every year, starting in September, folks start getting mailings, and the mailings you're going to receive are mailings that will affect the annual enrollment period that Medicare has. Mailings come from insurance companies, they come from Social Security, they come from Medicare. All different folks are going to be putting stuff in your mailbox. Carrie, you want to talk a little bit about what folks can see and what the consequences may be?
Sure. Some of the mailings you're going to receive, for example, may be notices from Medicare itself. So Medicare may be putting some information in the mail to you about possible information about your plan. So that kind of information obviously is very important to open it up and take a look at it. What's important that can make a huge difference for the coming year is information from your insurance company. So the insurance company is going to send out mailings explaining if there's any coverage changes for the coming year. And it's really, really important that people take a look at that. Insurance companies have a lot of freedom to change what they would like to in their plans for whatever new year is coming. And so in this year is no different. So the plans can change the tiering structure that they have for medications. They can change the copays that they have on their medications. They can change the copays that you would have at the doctor or at the hospital's office. They can change their networking. So that means they may have different contracts with different doctors and different hospitals. These things are very critical for a person who has that insurance policy to know about, because what you have now for insurance may be working out just fine for you, but if there's any significant changes to that plan, they may be very different with the coming year. So again, those are things that you absolutely want to take a look at. You want to open those letters, you want to try to read those letters and see if you can understand what those changes are. If you have any difficulty understanding those changes, you can certainly call the Shine program, and we would certainly be able to help you out and figure out in determining what those letters are saying, what those changes would be. Can you think of any other examples, Ed, of things that people need to be aware of?
Well, I just think it's important too that insurance companies, they're going to give you this notice in this annual notice of change letter, and that's what it's called. And you get them from your Part D drug plan. They can change, as Carrie said, they can change the tier that your drug is on. It can go from a tier 1 to a tier 3. That means it's going to be more expensive next year. It can go from a tier 2 to a tier 4. Again, it's going to be more expensive next year. We don't see too often where a medication will be tiered downward back to a tier 1. We don't see that a lot. So these changes can be very, very costly to you. So again, we want to make sure that you're cognizant of the fact that this can happen, and you're cognizant of the fact that if you do see that, you certainly can call Shine and we can help you with it. We can talk you through and possibly even do a drug search for you. But we'll talk about that a little bit later in this program. Also, if you have a Medicare Advantage plan, one of the Tufts plans or one of the Fallon senior plans, Blue Cross Blue Shield, PPOs, United Healthcare plan, a Harvard Pilgrim, they can change networks. And this is the period of time when they may not have a contract with the hospital they had a contract with last year. They may not have a contract with the doctors, all of the doctors they had last year. So this is the point in time where you can change that. They're letting you know that your doctor may not be in one of their providers any longer. So this is the opportunity that you would have during the Medicare open annual enrollment period to change that plan and find out exactly what plan that your doctor may be contracted with if he's changing. They can even, we had a situation last year where Fallon no longer was with the Milford Regional Medical Center, so that we had do a whole lot of changes. We had a situation a couple of years ago where Fallon and Reliant weren't working together anymore. So these changes happen from time to time, and they can be very, 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 very hectic for a lot of people. If you're moving out of, if Fallon's moving out of Reliant, that can affect thousands and thousands of people. So this is the opportunity that they take to let you know about it. And it's required by Medicare that they do let you know in advance. And then the onus is on you. Once you're notified, it's on you to take some action. Because if you don't take action during the annual enrollment period, you're going to be stuck, possibly stuck in a plan where you either pay more for your medications, or you could be in a plan that your doctor doesn't take any longer, and you won't know until the 1st of January in 2017. So again, it's a critical time, and it's important, critically important, that you don't put these letters or mailings you get on the table, put it in the corner, no big deal, it's from my health plan. It's important that you open it, read it, try to understand it and comprehend it, and take any action that you feel may be required. Now, if your plan's going to stay the same, no changes, everything's fine, fine. Okay, fine, that's fine, not a big deal. But if you feel that there's going to be a change, a medication is changing a tier, give us a call, and we'll see if we can do a search for you to get you into a plan that will meet your needs. Also, you get notices from folks at Social Security this time of the year, where if you have a low-income subsidy, whether your low-income subsidy is going to continue for the period of 2017 for that year. So all of these notices come in at this time of the year. Additionally, Kerry, we found out recently that the senior care options folks are going to be sending out notices during this September time frame. So a lot of mail, don't be confused, okay? Give us a call and we'll see if we can help you to get through the process. And my goodness, it's complicated. It certainly is complicated. We don't want to tell you it's not, but we have counselors available here at our office to help you. We have counselors in senior centers throughout Worcester County that will be happy to sit down with you and go over your medications and the like. So again, try not to be confused. I'm just trying to think of other notices people might get, Kerry. You know, Social Security, Medicare, the plans. Anything else you can think of?
I think you mentioned a good one about the senior care option plans. There's kind of a new push going on with senior care options. People that are eligible for both Mass Health and Medicare will be receiving new notices telling them a little bit about what senior care option plans are. So again, it might be a very good option for individuals to take a look at. So those letters are going to be pretty specific about explaining that senior care option plans basically end up taking the place of a person's Mass Health and Medicare. And now they're essentially insurance plans that are managing your benefits, and they're paid for by the government to do so. And with those particular plans, there's no co-pays with those plans. There's no deductibles with those plans. You pay nothing for your medications on those plans. And many of those plans offer services that are above and beyond what both Mass Health and Medicare do. So senior care options can be very, very good plans for individuals. Those plans can include things like having an assessment done by a nurse to come in and see what level of care that you need at home. And then they can try to provide those services for you so that you could stay at home longer and be comfortable in your own home. Some of those plans also offer day services where maybe you want to socialize with other individuals instead of staying home. And so you're not insulated or isolated. So what happens is then they provide transportation, and you go to a day program of some sort, and there's games, and there's things you can do, and there's a meal. So there's a lot of socializing that goes along with it. Well, those are the kinds of things that senior care option plans can do for someone. And again, that's above and beyond what normally Medicare and Mass Health can do. And sometimes those plans can even offer things like transportation to doctor's visits, any sort of outpatient therapies a person might need. So senior care options can be very good options for individuals. And we do encourage people to take a look at that as an option for them that could be good. One of the things that people need to be aware of with senior care options that sometimes isn't discussed enough is that those plans are networked. So before you think, wow, I really like the idea of a senior care option, I really want to get into one, boy, no copays, that'd be great. But if you go into one of those plans, you might have to change your doctors, because maybe now you have to go with the plan's doctors. Maybe you have to go to the plan's hospitals. Maybe you can't go to the hospital that you always gone to. So before you commit, that would be something to check out, is to see, okay, what is the doctor network? Is my doctor part of that network? Can I go to the hospital I'm always used to going to? Can I go to the same providers I had been going to in the past? Because that might change. So that's something to be aware of. If a person got into a senior care option plan and they discovered that their doctor is not in their network, you know, what do you do now? You don't want to stay in that senior care option plan anymore. You can get out. When a person has Mass Health and they have Medicare combined, they can get out of those plans whenever they want to. You might have to stay in that plan for the month that you enrolled, but then after that, if you wanted to disenroll, you can do that, and you can go back to having Medicare, Mass Health, and a Medicare drug plan. So there's a series of letters that are going out explaining these options to individuals, explaining what senior care option plans are, and encouraging people to sign up for those if you wish to. Again, it's voluntary if you want to enroll in those. Now in the fall, they're going to take that one step further. Would you like to talk a little bit more about that, Ed?
Sometime in the fall, not too distant future, and I don't know quite when it's going to be, I think we believe the state is going to begin to auto-enroll some folks in the senior care options plan. So you may get a letter from the state indicating that you're going to be auto-enrolled in a senior care option plan. Now, not the end of the world. It just means this: you have maybe 30 or 60 days in order to tell them you don't want to do that. It gives you a period of time. It's not a you're in, you can't get out deal. It would give you a period of time to opt out of that program and stay with your Mass Health and your Medicare. And also, again, it's good. It'll be good for you when you get this letter. The big thing about if you are enrolled in a plan, make sure your providers are in that plan. Because if your providers, as Carrie said, if your providers aren't in the plan, if you get a doctor you've been seeing for a number of years, well, you're not going to be happy. So you want to make sure your provider is in that plan once they do begin this auto enrollment process. And again, it's going to be in the future. Will it be this fall? Will it be a little bit after that? We're not too sure, but it's an ongoing process, and it's nothing really to be afraid of, because it's something you can opt out of. And we as Kerry pointed out, you're going to be getting information. You'll be getting instructions and recommendations for people you can contact to find out about your providers and your medications, to make sure that they're covered or they're in a particular plan. You'll be get information from the different SCOs on the services that they do offer. And Kerry's right, they offer a whole bunch of services. I mean, you'll be able to get some dental coverage with SCOs, and that's a rarity with Mass Health as well. So the SCOs are a good option. You'll be getting this mail load at the same time you're getting your other mail from Medicare. They seem to think, powers to be seem to think that October is a good time to let folks know about their health plan situation, and maybe it is. But the more programs out there and the more changes, guess what? More mail. And that's exactly what it is. We're even hearing that there may be another Medicare Advantage or a Medicare HMO option this year in Worcester County that might be very enticing for folks. So again, once you start getting these letters, give us a call. You might be watching the TV and you'll see all the information on TV about Medicare open enrollment. It'll begin to explain what your options are during open enrollment. And like for the rest of the program, maybe Kerry and I can talk about exactly what you can do during open enrollment, during the open enrollment period, which I think will begin on October 15th, Kerry.
That is true. Open enrollment with Medicare is always October 15 through December 7th of every single year. So we've said it before, we're going to say it again. That's the time period of which you need to be aware that that's the time period that the government gives you to review the current insurance that you have, take a look at the plans that are being offered for the coming year for 2017, decide if you want to be into one of those plans, and actually do the enrollment. So there's several steps you've got to go through. So if you do like a certain plan, you've done your research on it, and you actually want to enroll in it, you have to have that done no later than midnight on December 7th. And with that said, once you enroll before that time period, the new plan is going to start January 1st of 2017. So it's a very, very busy time of year that we're coming into. And so again, just to do a little bit of basic review of what you can do during open enrollment, is you do want to take a look at your Medicare prescription drug plan. And you do want to compare it to what other drug plans are available in 2017. Why is this important? Well, the plan that you're currently on in 2016 may be covering you just fine, okay? Might be great, might be just what you needed. However, that plan has the right to change for the coming year. So for 2017, it may actually basically become a whole different plan. So the drug costs can change. We saw a lot of changes this year in 2016 of what drugs were not covered by the different plans. We could still see that in 2017. So we want to make sure your drugs are covered in the coming year. That's really extremely important. Also, the drug plans have the right to change what contracts they have with different pharmacies. Maybe the pharmacy that they had a nice little preferred network with in 2016 is going to change in 2017. Well, that changes how much you pay for the drugs. So there's many different factors to this. And not only, so that's the Medicare drug plans. Again, we were just talking about Medicare, the Medicare Advantage plans. They have a right to make all kinds of changes, and we already discussed that somewhat. So the open enrollment is our time to take a look at our insurance. So it's never really a huge pleasurable experience to review our health insurance by any means, but if we want to make sure that we're getting the best amount of coverage for the money that we're spending, it's really critical that we take a look at that information. So again, if you don't know where to go with that, if you're like, wow, I don't know what plans are available for 2017, I don't know what's a good fit for me, you can call us. Our services are free, and we're available throughout the entire county. We're training some new counselors again in August. We've got all kinds of counselors lined up to help individuals, and we'd love to help you. So if you have questions about any of those things, give us a call. We can help you figure out Medicare drug plans. There are also agencies out there that can help individuals as well. There's a Massachusetts College of Pharmacy. They're very good at helping people figure out drug plans as well. Medicare themselves can help people figure out drug plans. So there's a variety of identities that can help people do this. So there's no excuse for going into 2017 with the wrong drug plan or the wrong Medicare Advantage plan, because the services are out there to help people make those decisions.
We're out there, and again, the SHINE program is available statewide. You see the 800 number come up on your screen. And we're available statewide to help folks. Now, you could even have a situation where in September you get a notice that your drug plan is no longer going to be available for 2017.
That's true.
So that's a situation that has happened before. Sometimes 2 or 3 drug plans may just evaporate for the next year. They're no longer available. In a case like that, you have no other choice. You have to get a new drug plan. So we're available to help you through that process, run your medications through the Medicare system. And in that case, fortunately, you have a special enrollment. You can go a little bit later into the year. That December 7th date is not effective. You have a little special enrollment. But again, we want to jump on it as soon as possible. So if you get a notice that your drug plan is going to be terminating, give us a call again. Maybe there's another plan offered by the same company that's going to be taken over. We want to see what that plan's going to cost you. We don't want you to get into something that's going to be overburdened to you and cost you more money than you have to pay. Again, that's what this television program's all about. That's what the Shine program throughout the Commonwealth is all about, is trying to save seniors as much money as possible. And we've been kind of successful at it. Kerry, now Medicare Advantage plans, the HMOs also come into play at this open enrollment.
Yes, they do. They can change, again, their networking, and they can change what kind of plans that they offer. We're getting some rumblings that there are going to be some new changes for 2017. Again, we won't have that specific information until October, but we are hearing that kind of the scheme of things is changing within the Medicare Advantage plans. It sounds like some new plans are being added to the mix to kind of add some competition to the plans that are already existing. So we'll have to wait and see a little later on to see what kind of shakes out with that, because again, that information isn't available to us right now, but we're kind of hearing a little bit of rumblings going on with that. One thing I would like to mention is during the open enrollment period, we've seemed to gotten a lot of phone calls from individuals lately that are turning 65 in October and are going to be terminating their work, and so they really are going on Medicare and Medicare plans. And I just want to explain that that's kind of an interesting time for those individuals, because when they're new to Medicare in the fall, they're looking at Medicare plans and what their Medicare coverage is for 2016. Plus, they need to be looking at what their options will still be for 2017. So it's almost like having to do their homework twice. You've got to check out what's good for you and a good fit for 2016, and then you've kind of got to do it all over again and check and see what's good coverage for you for 2017. So coming into being new to Medicare during the open enrollment period is kind of an awkward time for folks, but it's not impossible. So we just want to make sure that, okay, if you pick out a plan for 2016 when you're new to Medicare and you're coming in like October, November, December, you've got to look at it again for 2017 and make yet another choice. If the plan in 2016 looks like it's going to be great for you for the coming year, great. You don't have to do anything. You'll just roll over into that plan. You'll stay for 2017. But sometimes that isn't the case. Many times that isn't the case. Many times you do have to make some changes. So I just want to make sure that people are really aware that you do have to take a look at those things. Otherwise, you could be kind of stuck in the coming year.
Yeah, and a situation like that, once we identify the situation where you're going to be like that, you 2016, 2017, after October 1st, the week after, so we can run plans, we can check out plans for 2017. Right now, there's no information available on that. There's no information available to us. There's no information available to anybody on what plans will look like. But once that's available on October 1st, you can tune in here, and that's probably going to be one of our next programs, Carrie, will be our annual open enrollment period. And during that program, we hope to get it on for you in early October, as early as possible in October. We'll be able to explain the changes to the best of our ability. Yes. We'll have them on October 1st. We'll certainly put them out in the program and get them up on our website and certainly onto YouTube with our program. But we'll explain the changes as we see them and how they may or may not affect you. Because in addition to the individual changes, there's changes to Medicare each and every year. A little later in the year, you're going to may have a change in your Part B premium. All of this stuff can change. The whole Medicare system can have a little upheaval every year at open enrollment time, and we want to have that opportunity in our October program to explain that stuff to you. So again, make sure you put that on your schedule. Shine Medicare and More in early October. Again, it's a program that we're going to try to turn around as quickly as we can once we have the information and get it out to the local cable companies and certainly up on our website at shinema.org and onto YouTube, because it's important that again, seniors and caregivers, your family members, get this information.
Very true. What else would you like to discuss today, Ed? What else do we have on our agenda?
I think in closing, we just want to let folks, we certainly appreciate you tuning in when you do. We try to provide you with some comprehensive information. We've done some exciting programs this year, I think, and really want to continue to do so. The open enrollment programs are key to us, though. They really get that information out to you, and eligibility stuff can change during this time as well, particularly for LIS, Prescription Advantage, and other programs like that. So we are hoped we can be the conduit for all of that information for you. So again, if one other thing I want to ask folks, we've tried to do this before, but I want to try to do it this year. It might be a little bit hectic to do it. You watch the program. You have any ideas that maybe we can cover or talk about? Go to our website, and there's an area there, info@chinama.org. Send us an email that you feel that a topic that you feel might be helpful to folks, or give us a call with a suggestion. We'll be happy to take a look at it and maybe spend a couple of minutes on a subject that we're missing. There could be an issue that is bothering a lot of folks, an issue that we can help folks with. So again, important that we do that. Also, in closing, and we got about, it has to be pretty quick, but in closing, we want to really ask folks to remember Medicare Part B. It's imperative that if you are in a Health Connector plan, I think we talked about it last time, one of our recent programs. If you're in a Health Connector plan, that when you turn 65, that you do sign up for Medicare Part B.
Yes.
The Health Connector is starting to communicate with folks and tell them of the importance of doing this, but it is critically important that you get on Medicare. A Health Connector plan is not a substitute for Medicare, and you can be seriously penalized if you do not sign up for Medicare when you turn 65. Kerry, that's about it for me.
That's about it for us, I think, not just for you. I think we're done. So thank you again very much for joining us. We hope that you get something out of this program, and we'll see you again.